Okay. Thank you, Coach Lee. And thank you again. All of the other speakers have been so absolutely fabulous. And I will tell you this, I adore all of you, but I talk fast. So yes, he'll be giving us the recordings. Thank you so much for that. But please write down your questions and I'll be more than happy to get them during the Q&A. So today I'm talking about getting paid your worth, commanding value in client interactions. And one of the challenges that I hear repeatedly from people I engage with is I wasn't sure how to present my offer, or I get too many no's, or I attend a lot of networking events, but I don't get the appointment, or I don't get the sale, or you can also be what I like to call social media rich and revenue poor. And we're going to address all of that. So first of all, let's just get clear that anyone has the ability to monetize their gifts. I've worked with people who started out making cookies in their kitchen, and we went on to create nonprofit organizations. I mean, there's nothing too big, nothing too small, simply because there is somebody who doesn't want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, they will pay you to do it for them so they can go off and do what they want to do. Are you with me so far? Yes? All right, great. Thank you. So before anyone can pay you what you are worth, you've got to know it for yourself. The first person you have to sell on the value of your business is you. The first person you have to sell on the value of your business is you. And that has nothing to do with ego. Okay, you can't go into meetings or creating proposals or whatever your engagement is with your prospects uncertain about the value that you bring. The way you define your value and communicate your worth is everything. So you have to deal with what makes you unique, not the brand. It's all about you. You have a gift, a set of skills, you have experiences, you have perspectives, you have things that you do. And people have asked me, well, Dr. Donna, can I have your slides? Sure, you can have my slides because you can say what I say, but you can't do what I do. All right. You can't do it the way that I do it. I own that. All right. So that's your secret sauce. And that's what you have to be very, very clear on. Remember that you're not just selling a service or a widget or, whatever. You're selling a transformation. That's what you're selling. I don't care if you're transforming them from little raggedy Cinderella to the belle of the ball, or if you are taking their small business and helping it be larger, if you're pulling things off of their calendar, if you're fixing their cars, whatever it is, you are transforming them from a person who had a pain and a challenge to a person who no longer has that and go on and do what they need to do. Are you with me? Great, great. So here's a little something. This is me looking kind of at an event that I went to. But this is how I came to be a sales leader. And I had to eventually own the fact that, yes, that is who I am. I started doing phone work in high school. I was one of those people, for those of us who have been around the block a couple of times. I used to do telephone sales. I sold magazines over the telephone. Hello, may I speak to the lady of the house, please? Yeah, that was me in high school. Eventually, I became an assistant admissions director for a vocational school. Through that, working in vocational education and then later in corporate sales, I became an award-winning sales manager. Who was I leading? I was leading middle-aged white men in suits. I'm just going to call it like it was. I was the unexpected little fly in the ointment. But why did I get those? Because I knew what I was doing. I made them a hell of a lot of money. I knew how to lead a team. I knew how to grow a team. And all of that other stuff, I viewed as their problem, not mine. I co-founded a tech firm. I did a lot of community work. I'm an author. I'm an adjunct, I speak, I'm a wife, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and a proud pet parent. That's me. That's all these gray hairs. There's a reason for that. So know your worth and claim your power. Learn how to clearly define and communicate your unique value to your clients, because that's where people get stuck. It's not being a people pleaser, and it is not trying to judge what that person can afford. That is not the point of the exercise. All right. I have a little widget on my website, and it's to help you calculate the value of your time. Be advised that the value of your time is not your billing rate. All right, that's not it. It's the value of your time. Every hour that you spend, whether you're facing a client, whether you're doing business development, attending events, what have you, it has a value. So never allow your price to be determined by someone else's budget. It's to be developed by your value, the value that they bring. They're paying for your years of experience. They're paying for the challenges that you overcame. They're paying for your education. Don't you dare undervalue yourself. You have earned the right to set your price and expect to be paid that. And if they can't meet that, you can adjust your terms, but you do not have a responsibility to lower your rate just to get them in the door. All right, you just can't do that. Never undervalue yourself. Never, ever, ever, ever. And you want to make sure that you stand firm in that. I will tell you two things that I say frequently. Number one, and I've been in this category, but I also understand the other side of the journey. The only thing that broke people can bring you is more broke people. So when you're going and you are attending events for business development purposes, you want to know who's in the room. And are the people who are going to be in the room people that will value what you do and either pay your rate gladly or introduce you to people who will pay your rate gladly? That's if you're going to something for business development purposes. And don't fool yourself. If you go to a networking event, that's business development, that's not social. If you have a one-to-one meeting with someone and you all are sitting back and having a cup of tea and talking about your gardens and all that, that's not business development. Okay? One of the things that must always happen when you have a business development conversation is you need to understand what the goal of that conversation is, what the goal of attending that event is, what the goal of that telephone call is. Are you calling someone to get the appointment? All right, have your little notes next to the phone. These are the things I need to cover if I'm having an appointment setting phone call. You know, are you calling to propose something to them? Okay, have your little checklist. These are the things I want to remember because this is my agenda. Always have an agenda. All right. You need to recognize the link between perceived value and self-worth. Perception equals reality. If you view yourself as someone who's, oh, I just started. No, you may have just started, but you know what? Whatever it is you went into it because you knew you had value to offer. Somebody told you you were brilliant at it. You delivered some kind of a result for someone that made the light bulb go off and say, oh, I can get paid for that. Yes, you can get paid for that. Think about the end result that you provided to that individual. And we're going to talk about that. Also, you know, it needs to be pricing that reflects your expertise. Take a look at what your competitors are doing. And all of us know that there are thousands of people who do what we do. Thousands of people who do what we do. Take a look at your competition and see what they're doing. And here's the other thing. Listen to some of their content. Look at some of their content. And you will probably do what a lot of us do. You go, they're no smarter than I am. How are they getting paid that? All right, that will show you. I've had people tell me I close 80% of the people I talk to. I'm like, then you need to talk to more people. You know, because if you're telling me you only talked to 10 people and you closed 8 of them, is your calendar full? Can you still take on more people? Yes. Talk to more people. Spread it. Because the goal of spreading your value is to grow your visibility and your credibility. Remember that it is experience over hours. Experience over hours. If you're trying to do an hourly rate, then you have capped your earnings. If you charge per project, now you're getting paid for your experience. You know, there are some coaches you talk to 6 weeks, you know, $600. Okay, if you want to make $100 an hour, and you know, that's all, you know, it's your business, you get to make this thing up. But if you're trying to do a 6-figure, 7-figure business, you're going to set your prices based on your experience and the value. One of the things I talk about extensively in other trainings is how to pre-qualify people. So I'm going to run through that real quick. How am I on time, Coach Lee? Okay, fine. So write this down or remember to listen to the recording, because here's how you're going to pre-qualify. This is where you get kind of hung up when you're setting your prices. So, Chris, what is the challenge? This is the challenge. Really? How long have you had that challenge? Oh, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. Really? And what have you already tried to address that problem? This is where you want to listen. Were they trying everything that's free, or have they invested? How much is it costing you to not have this resolved? I mean, is it costing you promotions, relationships, doctor visits? You know, where does it hurt regarding this particular challenge? Okay, terrific. So I had a client who had a similar challenge. And we worked together for 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, whatever it happens to be. At the end of our time together, this is the result that they had. Does that reflect the outcome you're looking for? Yes. How did you do that? Don't tell them. You charge for that. You charge for that. You don't tell them how you, what do you say? They were my what? Client. Oh, I got paid for that. And it was my process, my program. It's mine. Okay. Stand firm in your pricing, but you can play with the terms. Stand firm in your pricing, but you can play with the terms. I always give a huge benefit to people who, I don't like the D word, I don't like discount. I give a huge benefit to people who pay in full upfront. It's very significant. If they have to make terms, then you know what? I have to pay the VA who has to handle the billing. So there's a little bit more there on it. Next, pre-qualification makes sure that you're attracting the right people. Do not offer your services to someone that you feel is not a fit. When you have a value-driven conversation, you shouldn't have to say, so what do you think? If you have communicated your value, the response you were looking for is either, what's next? How can we work together? Or, you know what, I don't really need this, but I've got someone I want to introduce you to. That's what you're looking for. How can we work together? Or I have someone I want you to meet when you have that value-driven conversation. Because the money doesn't matter. The money will be their get out of jail free card. Oh, I can't afford that. Bye, have a nice day. No. You want to get them to totally understand the value of solving that problem. If we solve that problem, are you going to be up for a promotion soon? Yeah. You're going to get an award? Yeah. You're going to keep you from getting divorced? Yeah. Oh, okay. Not so many doctor visits? Yeah. All righty. You got to make them want to pay you. That's what value does. When you were talking to someone, you want them to shift from price to value. The first coach that I worked with, I will tell you, we had just lost a child. The house was broke. We were paying off medical bills. And I told her, oh, I'm so sorry I wasted your time. I cannot do this. By the time she and I got through talking, I saw the value such that I went and took a part-time job to pay her. That's how bad I wanted it. That's the value I saw in what she was offering. You want to always tell a success story, case study, whatever you want to call it, because it's not what you say you're capable of doing, it's what other people say you do. And always paint the outcome. Always. Reject lowball offers. Remember that every no is a learning opportunity. Oh, okay, so you don't think you want to do this? No, tell me, what would have made this a yes? You'll find out, maybe it was the timing. Maybe it was the price. Maybe they can't do your VIP offer, but they can do something else. Always have several levels of offers available. And don't let it get personal. It's not about ego. So be the problem solver, command higher fees, embrace your authority as the expert. Let clients clearly see and appreciate your value. I call this my journey of the hair. Yes, I once had short red hair. That was pre-COVID. And then I found out during COVID I had gone gray. Non-negotiable value in all of your conversations. Please, 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 let's bring this home. Getting paid what you're worth is about more than just setting a price. It's about stepping into your power, owning your value, refusing to be in the land of settle. That's what I call it. Refusing to settle for anything less than you deserve. You've got the skills, you've got the experience, you've got the knowledge, you've got the solution. Come on. You have to stand up for yourself. And I've told clients, if I want it more than you do, this is not going to be a good relationship. They have to be hungry for you. So as I wrap today, I want you to walk into every client meeting, every negotiation, full of confidence in your ability to solve the problem and knowing your worth. All right. And I want you all to just unmute yourselves, and I want you to say something with me. Just unmute yourselves.
All right.
Please, please. All right. Thank you. I deserve
I deserve
to be paid what I'm worth.
To be
paid what I'm worth.
Great. That's what I need you to tell yourself every time you get on a call. Really, I deserve. You're not trying to be a people pleaser. All right. My first book was called You Lost Me at Hello, Actionable Principles That Move You Beyond Networking. And in the first chapter, I clearly state, not everyone is going to like you when you really don't want them to because it's too time consuming. Don't be afraid to say no. All right. And then the next step, of course, is you can reach out to me. There is a class that I'm doing coming up on October the 10th. I invite all of you to participate in that. And we're going to talk about converting. I try to do these things in little snippets to make it easier for you. Also, more than happy to have a conversation with you regarding your specific challenge when it comes to closing or growing your business. All right, that's what I'm here for. And you can find me online, LinkedIn, reach out to Coach Lee. I'm all over the place. Thank you all so much.